All right, here we are. This is great. So this is the start of what can become like an incredible moment for you. Because we just discovered that if there's anything, say, putting brakes on your expansion, it is your thoughts, it's your ideas. Because your mind is all powerful and I see something there. Your mind is all powerful, and that means also that you can resist things really well too. You can say, nice. Okay, see, I knew we weren't all complete. Well, great. So, see, your mind is all powerful. And that's a good thing. But it's also something that you have to learn to deal with. Because any distraction is a total distraction. And any disruption is a total disruption. Any deviation is a total deviation. And a deviation from what, you ask? And that is the alignment with what is. So you think for a moment outside of that, then you're completely outside of it. Because it doesn't, so it literally cannot coexist with oneness. So that's why it's so good to do the mind training. So I'm really happy that you're here and joined in this daily miracle class, in which we're going to look at the key lesson 75, I think it is the light has come. So and this will tell you the same thing. It's like it always comes down to one little bit of deviation or like one side step, and you're out of your experience of peace. And that doesn't need to happen necessarily, but your awareness, plays a great, role in this. So in the mind training, we actually train our minds not to get distracted, not to lose, not to follow thoughts and doing all that. So in this class we look at 75, and I also take something from chapter 26, for they have come. And that's like a real Course in Miracles classics part of the course, at least that is for me. Classic in the Zen, like unbelievably beautiful. And so how did you come to earning that? You might ask yourself. Like, well, this has nothing to do with earning. This is really about, no, you have all equal rights to this. This is your birthright. See, and this is also where the power of mind comes in. If you think that you're not worthy of receiving this, or think it's too early, or think it's too much, then you will not experience it. So, and that's a real, real interesting mechanism, but you can see it at work really well. So, basically, I'm always sharing with many of us, like the thing, like you're one thought away of heaven. You're just one thought away, and that's really maybe thinking that you don't deserve it, or that that's not for you yet, or you have to do this after long training. See, we even in the transformational process, in this process that we're in, you're loading yourself up with ideas about how it's gonna go. Well, the opportunity today then is to immediately do something about that, so to speak, not to have these ideas, or if you have these ideas, to let them go, to see like, oh yeah, well, there's another one, I can let them go. No, I'm fully entitled to heaven. I'm fully entitled to experiencing my totality. I'm fully, in fact, fully entitled to the recognition of my own enlightenment. I'm fully entitled to that. It's my birthright. So all the rest, all the debris, all the storms and winds and who knows what, is just a distraction. is just an opposition to say, coming to an experience of the totality of who you are. And you know this, but it's good to remember anyway. It's like, oh yeah, I want to keep that really close to myself. Like, I don't want to limit myself in any way. So what are we actually looking for? In fact, we're looking for an experience of our freedom, seeing that literally nothing is holding us back, but our own ideas and the use of the power of mind to engage these thoughts. That's a pretty amazing idea. So, and it is like, things like forgiveness comes to mind. Really thinking that something needs to happen before you deserve it. You know, this self-judgment is also part of, is really in resistance to this. So now, to tell yourself the whole day long, the light has come, is really like a recognition of, yes, see, this totality of who I am, that how God created me, is already so. So I have to pound that, in fact, in my awareness, that is so, and allow that to be. You know, and that seems to be quite a training. It's like 365 lessons for 1 year. That's quite a bit. And a big book, and a lot of text, and a lot of information. So that has its, reason that it's such a big book. So the light has come. I've forgiven the world. It is not that that's going to happen someday. No, it is really the recognition that is so in this moment, that nothing is in opposition to that, because what is opposing love does in fact not exist. And that seems to be the hardest thing to accept for one in this process. It's like in one of the reviews it says, like, what do the forgiven see to forgive? Nothing, of course. No. So once you realize that this is a dream and you are awake out of this like little contraction that you call your life, if you can look at that and stand, say, watching it from above the battleground, for instance, then you see, like, yes, of course, this has always been like this for me. I recognize that as my own. That's a bit what I try to express. Like, I recognize it as my own. Like, that's why an experience of oneness is so familiar. It's like, yeah, everyone's here. It's really like that. I can't believe it. Or how good does it feel to be in timelessness? Like, we watch maybe our clock a lot, or our watches, and but timelessness is really something you can easily get used to, in the sense of it is so familiar to you. It's nothing new in that sense. So you remember that and you feel familiar with it, and it feels comfortable. It feels really like great. See, there's actually what I show you in this is then the natural part of this. It is so natural. It is only, say, available by your recognition of it, and by your wanting it, by you, say, opening up for a different idea than the concepts that you're used to, than the experiences that you're used to. Now, this is always one step further. No, this has nothing to do with all of that. No, it's like opening your mind, open up, and allow something else to occur to you. So it's a real adventure, you know, it's a real adventure. And at the same time, it's an adventure, not like a crazy one, or not one that causes necessarily a lot of fear. No, this is really like an adventure where you know, and it's literally also in the book, it's like a good ending to all of this is certain. Like, even the dream, how it dissolves, it will be great. You know, it will not be a disaster. It will not be what you think it would be. No, all of this dissolves just like that. You know, so that is very comforting. That's very encouraging too, to continue on this search and this search and discovery. I call it discovery more than search. Like you literally discover the possibility. Once you know, it's like, oh yeah, here it is. Oh God, so great to feel this light. Oh, so happy to experience this. See, and that's why all these opportunities are wonderful. We join our minds in the one purpose, and then we literally receive the help from the universe, from this, say, the one teacher that we said the other day. It's like immediate support, and you can feel that. And it's not like it's not just it is really great. Like it's grace. It's not just something that you might want or not. No, it's like it's really beautiful what is actually occurring. And to be in this process with you is pretty amazing that this is happening in this time. So thank you for joining in that. That's really lovely. So I will read the first paragraph, because the first paragraph will tell us about this perfection that is already there. But if you read the lesson, you might just read over it and thinking like, oh yeah, that will come one day. And then it's like, no, wait a minute. First paragraph tells you something that is true right now, and that you can apply and discover. You can literally discover this. This can be revealed to you in this instant when I'm reading this. Okay, so the light has come. You are healed and you can heal. The light has come. You are saved and you can save. You are at peace and you bring peace wherever you go, with you wherever you go. Darkness and turmoil and death have disappeared. The light has come. Today we celebrate the happy ending to your long dream of disaster. There are no dark dreams now. The light has come. So you only have to accept this. This is basically the basis of the whole Course in Miracles. It's like the light has come. I've forgiven the world. Like all darkness has disappeared because the light has come. You take the light with you wherever you go. It's like, oh, that is already the case. So you bring it with you anyway. That's why that is so great. And it's even more great when you are aware of it and not have other ideas about yourself that aren't true. So, these things are big, are huge, but you also can see like, oh yeah, so here, this is exactly the point where I'm using the power of my mind to oppose this or to accept this, both leading to a completely different, outcome. Because one will bring me directly into truth and the other will bring me directly into my, limitation. Or directly in hell. Heaven, hell. Yeah, that's a bit how that is. So this is of course very black and white, just like my shirt. It's like black and white. It is hell, heaven, hell, heaven. And so you decide all day long which way to go, which way you want to go. Hell, heaven, hell, heaven. Do I decide with a limited idea, with the basis of my human limited frame of reference, and think that is the continuation of me? Or am I allowing this moment to be whole and perfect and complete and start and brand new, like start all over right now and leave everything behind that you ever thought about anyone, especially yourself? So this is different. This is really, we're going to celebrate. That's what it says too. We're going to celebrate a new moment because it is over, it's gone. And you can directly come into the experience of that. It is not a fairy tale. And no, this is literally where you are waiting for to happen to you. This is what you want to be aware of. So we're going to read another paragraph, even though this one was already complete. So what will the other say then? Oh, okay, so this is some instruction. And this is, say, the part, because it's key lesson 75 on page 323 of the Urtext. And then in L5, the second part starts with dwell not upon the past today. So this is what I will read. Dwell not upon the past today. Keep a completely open mind, washed of all past ideas and clean of every concept you have made. You have forgiven the world today. You can look upon it now as if you never saw it before. You do not know yet what it looks like. You merely wait to have it shown to you. While you wait, you can repeat several times slowly and in complete patience, the light has come. I've forgiven the world. Realize that your forgiveness entitles you to vision. Understand that the Holy Spirit never fails to give the gift of sight to the forgiving. Believe He will not fail you now. You have forgiven the world. He will be with you as you watch and wait. He will show what true vision sees. It is His will, and you have joined with Him. Wait patiently for Him. He will be there. The light has come. You have forgiven the world. Tell Him you know you cannot fail because you trust in Him. So this continues on. So what I love to share with you is like keep a completely open mind and let this moment be new. Like see this as a beginning of a new moment. See, and immediately you see what your mind does when I say that. And that is the sticky part of the human mind, so to speak. You immediately can think something like, I don't say that you do, but it could be that you think like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Or, yes, I can try, but I don't know. Or something like that. Like immediately your mind responds to the instructions here. So this is with the Course really fundamental. There are instructions being given. If you would follow them wholeheartedly, completely, joyously, they would be realized in an instant. So now when you read it, is that the case or not? You know, so it's like the resistance to following this instruction exactly as it is given is quite an discovery for yourself, if you can do that or not, or maybe not completely. And that's all right. It is not bad or no, it's just where you find yourself at this time. But knowing that you're literally in your own way, in that sense, in receiving new experiences of yourself, you can think of this as, all right, I don't know exactly how to do that, but I'm willing to let that occur. I really want that to happen. I really would love that to happen. So, because if you say it like that, and you can ask for the willingness even too, to let this happen. If you do it like that, then you open up even more, because it is not really a doing, but it's really connected to your willingness. Like, do you really want this? Is this what you want? Then it would be immediately realized. So that is, I think that's the part that, here's something. The last part of this paragraph. Tell yourself you wait in certainty to look upon the world He promised you. From this time forth you will see differently. Today the light has come. and you will see the world that has been promised you since time began, and in which is the end of time ensured. So from this time on forth, you will see differently. Today the light has come, and you will see the world that has been promised you since time began, and in which the end of time ensured. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. So this is then the basic exercise. In fact, that's why it's a key lesson. It's like, okay, everything comes together here again. This is one of the anchors that you can remind yourself of. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. That's already over. So I'm able to, in this moment when I become quiet and want to come into communication, I can say, repeat this. This is really great to use in meditation or contemplation. The light has come. It's my realization. The light has come. I've forgiven the world. This is a brand new moment. Everything that I did before, I put aside. Like, I don't need that any longer. No, I allow this moment completely to be new. See, and then your mind can open up. And like, yes, I want this to be true for me. I'm going to practice this. During the day, I'm going to repeat this. And if you follow the lessons, you did this not too long ago, maybe 1.5 weeks ago or so. You were doing this. The light has come. The light has come. So I love this lesson to take with me and to reassure me, like, the light has come, I've forgiven the world. Let me not forget that. I take that with me wherever I go. I take this light with me wherever I enter, whether I'm aware of it or not. Like, my presence is that. I'm that way present, and I extend that. I can heal, say, with that, by being present, by allowing this moment to be completely new and not like a repetition of something that I did before. So, and that's really the game that we're in, the play that we play. Let this moment be new. Yeah, you never heard this, you never saw this before. That's the same as the way that I make the music. It's like, okay, yeah, this is completely new. I never heard that like this, or I allow this to be new, and in that, if you're not in the way, it just comes to you the way that it's going to look. And that's the same with your daily life. It's like a new moment. I'm not going to put all these old ideas and glue them on to my brother. No, I want to see him completely new and fresh. And yeah, we will share some more in the 4th day have come, because that's exactly the same part where we're dealing with in that chapter. So I will continue to that. So there was a little bridge to that. So this is chapter 26, and it is on page 244 for the Urtext, the ones with the Urtext. Let me see, I got this little blue book here too. I always want to look at it too for one or another reason. 26. Because in this book I've been underlining so much. Yeah. So for they have come. I'm actually not going to explain too much from this. What I'm going to do is, I think we have time for that. I'm going to read this part to you, because it's so lovely to hear this, and as a whole, say, part. So you might understand the idea of them in terms of the face of Christ, the remembrance of the direct communication with God. That is the them. And so This is a little spoiler already. So for they have come. I'm going to read this to you. So sit back and relax, because it's so beautiful and so, say, pure, and it fits so well with the lesson that we're reading today too. For they have come. Think but how holy you must be, from whom the voice for God calls lovingly unto your brother, that you may awaken him the voice that answers to your call. And think how holy he must be, when in him sleeps your own salvation, and his freedom joined. However much you wish he be condemned, God is in him. And never will you know he is in you as well, while you attack his chosen home and battle with his host. Regard him gently. Look with loving eyes on him who carries Christ within him, that you may behold his glory, and rejoice that heaven is not separate from you. Is it too much to ask a little trust for him who carries Christ to you, that you may be forgiven all your sins, and left without a single one you cherish still? Forget not that the shadow held between your brother and yourself obscures the face of Christ and memory of God. And would you trade them, here's the word them, the face of Christ and the memory of God, and would you trade them an ancient hate? The ground whereon you stand is holy ground. Because of them, standing there with you, have blessed it with their innocence and peace. The blood of hatred fades to let the grass grow green again, and let the flowers be all white and sparkling in the summer sun. What was a place of death has now become a living temple in a world of light. Because of them, face of Christ and the memory of God, it is their presence which has lifted holiness again to take its ancient place upon an ancient throne. Because of them have miracles sprung up as grass and flowers on the barren ground, which hate had scorched and rendered desolate. What hate has wrought, they undone, and now you stand on ground so holy, heaven leans to join with it and make it like itself. The shadow of an ancient hate has gone, and all the blight and whitening have passed forever from the land where they have come. What is 100 or 1,000 years to them, or tens of thousands? When they have come, time's purpose is fulfilled. What never was passes to nothingness when they have come. What hatred claimed is given up to love, and freedom lights up every living thing and lifts it into heaven, where the lights grow ever brighter as each one comes home. The incomplete is made complete again, and heaven's joy has been increased because what is its own has been restored to it. The bloodied earth is cleansed, and the insane have shed their garments of insanity to join them on the ground whereon you stand. Heaven is grateful for this gift of what has been withheld so long, for they have come together in their own. What has been blocked is opened. What was held apart from light is given up that light may shine on it, and leave no space nor distance lingering between the light of heaven and the world. The holiest spots of all The holiest of all the spots on earth is where an ancient hatred has become a present love. And they come quickly to the living temple, where a home for them has been set up. There's no place in heaven holier, and they have come to dwell within the temple offered them, to be their resting place as well as yours. What hatred has released to love becomes the brightest light in heaven's radiance, and all the lights in heaven brighter grow in gratitude for what has been restored. Around you angels hover lovingly to keep away all darkened thoughts of sin and keep the light where it has entered in. Your footprints lighten up the world, for where you walk, forgiveness goes with you. No one on earth but offers thanks to one who has restored his home and sheltered him from bitter winter and freezing cold. And shall the Lord of heaven and his Son give less in gratitude for so much more? Now is the temple of the living God rebuilt as host again to him by whom it was created. Where he dwells, his Son dwells with him, never separate, and they give thanks that they are welcome made at last. Where stood a cross stands now the risen Christ, and ancient scars are healed within his sight. An ancient miracle has come to bless and to replace an ancient enmity that came to kill. In gentle gratitude do God the Father and the Son return to what is theirs and will forever be. Now is the Holy Spirit's purpose done, for they have come at last. Wow. So, Wow. So thank you for listening to that with me. This is great to read again and to, it's like, I love to read this. It's so beautiful to me. It's like, wow. It could very well have been that Shakespeare has written this or something. It's like it's very poetic in a sense, but it's really beautiful and it's really true. So this is that part, the first paragraph of lesson 75. It's like, no, it is accomplished. It is accomplished. And the cross is gone. There's a risen Christ. No, that is you. It's like, yes. That is you, and step by step you move. You recognize that is true. So that's the beauty of this path and of walking this way, having all the direction that you need. In fact, given to you because you signed up for this. You said yes to this. You said there must be another way. Like, no, the way that I'm used to, I don't want it any longer. There must be a different way of looking at this altogether. And you discover there is. And you get all the help. And more and more, you start to see the reflections of reality everywhere. You look straight through the appearances that first came to trick you, so to speak, came to distract you. And now you discover, oh my God, behind all of that, it's like it still is there. I am communicating with my brother. I don't want to let myself be distracted by my ideas and my reflections that I get, by the things that I think I see, or the ideas that I think that I should keep with me. because I valued them. So great stuff, so to speak. Great stuff today. Like the lesson 75 is great, and this is so lovely. So yeah, in class we continue with sharing or asking questions or doing see what happens. And so for now I want to say thank you for listening to this and being part of this, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.